It makes me pretty sad to see how far the Halo franchise has fallen from what it used to be, because some of my favorite gaming memories of all time happened in Halo 2. Every once in a while, I'll look on Steam charts and I'll see how Halo Infinite is doing, and every time I look, it's just more depressing. So Microsoft, if you're listening, I have an idea for a game that could possibly help revive the Halo franchise without impacting the main game that has campaign and Team Slayer and all that. This game idea is very simple. You take Team SWAT and you pull it out of Halo and you make it its own standalone game. And that standalone game takes all the best parts of Counter-Strike and Valorant and smushes them together. And then you make your own Halo version of a 5v5 tactical esports shooter with asymmetrical maps that has a singular objective focus, and you play it in rounds. So if you make this Halo SWAT game the right way, it still has a high skill ceiling, just like Counter-Strike, and an awesome pro scene can develop there, but it's accessible like Valorant. And I think there's a ton of opportunity right in the middle between those two games. After hearing this brilliant plan of mine, you're probably saying to yourself, Sam, that's dumb. I don't like that, and Microsoft's never going to do it. And you're probably right on both parts, but let me try to convince you why I think this would be so great. So starting with the weapons, you can basically just drop in the human and Covenant weapons into terrorist and counter-terrorist buy menus. It's almost like they were made to just fill in all those gaps. Speaking of human and Covenant, your teams are already set up. You can have Spartans versus Elites. Done. Easy. And Team SWAT is perfect for this because the time to kill is so low. It's almost like the game mode was made for it. This game mode would also mean that we get new maps that would kind of get away from the arena style shooter that Halo is right now, which kind of goes against some of the roots of Halo, but also it brings us back to smaller maps. And if you have asymmetrical map design that is built around an attacking team and a defending team, then you end up with more situations where you're fighting people in close quarters, which those are some of my favorite maps from Halo 2 and Halo 3. Probably the most difficult problem to solve here with this new game would be, what is the objective that you're playing? What's the game built around? Is it like a hostage situation? Are you doing like capture the flag? Is it planting a bomb? But I think I have that figured out here. And it's essentially just planting a bomb like in Counter-Strike, but it's kind of like a fun reverse spin on capture the flag. And instead of capture the flag or CTF, it's PTF, which is plant the flag. And your flag is a beacon. So the Spartans are your terrorists in this game mode, and you're trying to plant a beacon that calls in an airstrike on these Covenant installations that are your bomb sites. I don't really think there's any reason to reinvent the wheel here when those two games exist, and there's a player base that knows how to play those games, and you're not teaching people something new. You're just trying to do it in a fun new way, and maybe better in some ways than those two other games. Now, let's say that some executive at Microsoft is watching this video for whatever reason, and they're like, that's a great idea, we're going to steal that. Don't stop watching the video, because I want to tell you what I think could go wrong if they make this game the wrong way. And I think the main thing that could screw it up from a gameplay design standpoint is if it's too complicated. It needs to be as simple as Counter-Strike. And what I mean by that is, when you look at Valorant right now, Valorant is dealing with a screen clutter problem. And it's this slow creep of more and more abilities and more utility and more just shit on your screen that you can't tell what's going on sometimes unless you're a pretty high level player. And I think that could easily happen to this Halo SWAT game that I'm describing here. I think that if you put too many abilities or utility from Halo Infinite into the game, this does not need to be an Apex Legends version of Counter-Strike. It needs to be slower, more methodical, just like Counter-Strike. The main focus of this game needs to be strategy and shot placement. Are you good at shooting your guns and using your utility and working together with your teammates to accomplish a goal? It does not need to be on learning 800 different abilities and flying with jetpacks through the air and like grappling hooks to fly around. I think if you have that in this game, it breaks it and it is no longer what I'm describing. So please don't do that, Microsoft. Keep it really simple. It needs to be on shooting guns. That's what this game is about. And for the love of God, take your server performance serious. Do 128 tick servers and you'll be fine. Make sure you really invest on that side of things and you'll be okay. If you put all of this love and care into this amazing esport title and then you have like 30 tick servers, what a disaster. What a disappointing mess that would be. I think a little bit of common sense and being a student of gaming and studying what makes Valorant so good and Counter-Strike so good, you will get this right because the blueprints are already there. You just have to copy their homework and make your own version of it with some passion and some care and make a game that people want to play, because you could have made the argument years ago that why would you make Valorant when Counter-Strike already exists? There's already a player base for this game. And then Valorant now has like 5 times the player count. And despite that, you see unhappy posts on Reddit all the time of people complaining about both Valorant and Counter-Strike. So there's obviously room here for something new to enter this space. So to summarize everything, take Team SWAT and pull it out of Halo. Look at Counter-Strike, look at Valorant, see why the people that play those games love those games, and recreate your own version within the Halo universe where you're basically doing the same thing as those games, but your own Halo spin on planting a bomb or some type of objective that's like that, and really care about what you're doing here. And you can possibly be printing money with a very successful tactical esport style shooter that brings people back into this franchise that so many people love, but just aren't happy with the state that it's in right now.